Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB, Davenport.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn. Welcome to the show, Quad Cities. We're Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. Serge, let me take a look at that for you.
Okay, sounds good. Trying to get some Facebook audio out there for everybody.
Audio line's in. The audio line's in, bud.
All right, sounds good.
Is it not working at all?
And we'll find out.
Okay, they'll let us know. Anyway, it's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here in the Quad Cities, ESPN 1170 AM. Remind everybody that you can download the app to listen to. You can listen on your computer, ESPN1170am.com, and you can watch our Facebook Live show and listen on your terrestrial radio in your car. And feel free to call in, 391-3776. We got a big show today. We got Coral in from 7G. She's got some goodies for us. We got to talk about Monday Night Football. We're going to have a guest on at 1240 from For Fantasy's Sake. Going to talk a little bit about who to drop, who to pick up, how to scour the waiver wires. Do a little kicking tires, if you will. 1 o'clock. Got an interview with a couple guys from Ames. Do you remember last year when we did the blog about the guys who did the Hate Week video, the rap song?
Yeah.
That's Bonkers production there. We're gonna talk to Buddy and Ben. I got a hold of them and said, hey, I don't know what you guys got cooking, and even if you don't, still want to talk to you guys and talk about what it's like up in Ames and what the kids are going through up there and getting excited for ESPN Game Day up there. So they were nice enough to take time out of their day. They're seniors up there at Ames. So we're going to be bringing in people most of the week to talk about Iowa State. So good start with those guys. Dan Vasco is going to join us in the second hour from WHPF. And then at the end of the show, we got our smart bet with the Elite Sportsbook. Alex is going to join us, and Jay Rude's going to call in as well. We're going to talk about the Monday Night Dogs. You know, I was way off on some of the things that I talked about when I made a tweet, and I had to take it down. I'd said that the favorites did better on Sunday, and that's not true at all. The Dogs really came through. So the Dogs actually ended up going 9-6-1 this weekend. When I say Dogs, Coral, I'm saying the teams that are getting the points.
Oh.
When it comes to gambling.
The underdogs.
Yes, the underdogs. So there's the favorites and there's the dogs.
Okay.
So they ended up, majority of the time when gambling, the public likes to give up the points. They feel like, yeah, that team definitely is better than 7 points better than that team. So why wouldn't I bet 7? You rarely, those are the Joes. The pros, the sharps, they like to take points. They like the points. So last night, the Houston Texans were +7. They were getting 7 points. All right.
They did just fine with that.
They did just fine.
Just didn't pull out the win.
Yes, because
What
the
a
final
game,
score.
what a finish.
Yeah, the final score was 28-27.
I did watch it.
The Saints
The end of
won.
it.
But if you give 7 points to the Texans,
Yeah.
they actually win 34-28 because they were 7 point. They were getting 7 points. That, my friend, is gambling. The cruel and pleasure of gambling. And
That's why I
then
don't gamble.
Oakland was at home. They're the home dogs, and they
Said
were.
AB who?
That's right. They did a lot more than AB who. Did you
did.
hear that?
Yeah.
They
3 letters, FAB.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, that. How long is that going to be a rallying cry for them? I know that
As long as they win.
Okay, yeah, that's not going
As
to
long
be
as they're
very
winning.
long. Yeah.
Right. Every game that they win, I don't care if they win 2 more games this year. Every single game they win, you're going to hear FAB.
He was brought up after the game, and John Gruden said that there was no distractions at all. So a reporter said, hey, the Antonio Brown situation that you went through and, the crowd into it, and, what do you think? And he said, there's no distractions at all, and this is the last time he's going to bring it up. He didn't bring it up. The guy's just a goofy guy, knock on wood. So, like I said, the Dogs went 9-6-1 against the spread with a push, and that was Indianapolis' closing line. And there were 5 outright upsets: Green Bay, Buffalo, San Francisco, Tennessee, and Oakland. So the road teams were 10-5-1 against the spread. Just some things to look at. But yes, what a great ending to the game, right?
Yeah, DW had some big plays down the stretch there. They thought they had the win. Had the roughing the kicker.
Yes.
On a kick that was already missed.
Uh-huh.
And come down.
Well, all right, we will get to that because there are I do have some things that Bill O'Brien, besides that, I mean, it's not just roughing the kicker. There's the idea of when Drew Brees has the ball and they're rushing 2.
Right.
And they drop back like he's going to, and he end up hitting again for just a, 9-yard out or whatever else, enough to put him in field goal.
The announcers were pretty high on Drew Brees. Not saying that they shouldn't be.
It was Drew Brees' night. There's a reason.
Everything he does, it's just genius.
32.
And I like Drew Brees.
Yeah.
But, okay, they don't rush enough guys. They're not rushing enough guys on Drew Brees. It's Drew Brees in the pocket. How can you not rush Drew Brees? They rush too many guys. Veteran quarterbacks like this, they love the blitz. They know exactly what to do.
That's a really good point. They, Drew Brees was 32 of 43 with 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. D-Dub threw an interception.
He did.
Did you see what DeAndre Hopkins did to that guy?
I did.
Dude, he tossed him.
He's a wide receiver. He doesn't know how to tackle.
That's a 5-point move in wrestling. That's a 2 takedown and 3 near fall. That was sick. So that was Suplex City.
Threw him so hard he bounced off the ground and came right back up.
Yes. He really, really did. So we've got that talk about a little bit. But first, Coral, what do you have for us today? What goodies did you bring in from 7G?
I brought in a new lemonade.
A new lemonade?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is non-alcoholic. That's why I said to bring vodka.
Oh.
Bring it like I didn't have it with me.
Right? Like it's not just sitting in your truck.
Right.
It's called Lemon Lemonade. And, we've been bringing in Press for the past couple weeks. This is their sister company. It is a very low calorie, very low sugar lemonade. So it's a really good mixer for all those people who are watching their sugars and calories and all that. So it does have the highest level of lemon in it.
What does that mean?
They use way more lemon than like artificial sweeteners and all that stuff in it. So it's
put
extremely
in layman's terms,
refreshing.
Jay, it has more lemon.
It has more lemon.
Well, I mean, all right. Can't anybody just say that?
I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah.
No.
They use, I believe they use 15% lemon, and most places use about 8% lemon.
All right.
That could be wrong. Don't quote me on it.
So what are you going to play bartender?
10%. 10% lemon. That's what it is.
Only 1 gram of sugar in the entire can.
1 gram of sugar, 15 calories.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And lemonade
I like
is usually a
lemonade.
lot of sugar, really high in calories, and it gives you the really good flavor without, just the gut rot.
Andy from the Natty says just buy lemon juice.
Just buy lemon juice.
Or if you're at a bar, just ask the bartender, can you give me some fresh squeezed lemons in there?
Trust me, this stuff is really good. Okay. I was hesitant about it too. I was like, lemonade? Seriously? This stuff is good.
All right, so it's carbonated, obviously.
How
carbonated is it?
It's not. Let's just try it.
There
all
we
right.
go.
These are all yours, Jay. There's a strawberry lemonade, peach lemonade,
Pass.
blue raspberry, and regular.
Say pass.
Well, I don't want to start with the strawberry lemonade. I like lemonade,
Well,
and I
that's
like
exactly what I'm doing.
Start with whatever you want.
peach lemonade. Oh, these are all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not carbonated.
All right.
It is not.
Low carbs, 15 calories.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so fresh.
Jay should have started with the strawberry lemonade.
The strawberry is my favorite.
That's fantastic.
And then the peach, and then the regular, and then the blue raspberry.
Yeah. Let's mix this up.
Let's mix it up. Serge, you're the resident bartender.
All right.
What's over
Or
there?
you guys are both are, I
Let's
suppose.
get rowdy. Let's get rowdy.
Want to know what Jay Foster sounds like at a movie theater?
Yep. Pretty much.
I brought cups.
Pretty much.
All
All right. While we're talking about that, the Raiders beat the Broncos 24-16 last night. Raiders were the home dogs. like we said, they did that without Antonio Brown. They opened up actually at -2.5 back in April, but they end up being the home dogs. Not too crazy of a game, I would say. It's just Vic Fangio did not look good in his coaching debut, which need to save that for Serge when he comes in, so he can say that about losing. He was the defensive coordinator for the Bears, so he'll like to talk about that. But their defense did not look very good. There were quick strikes from rookie running back Josh Jacobs. He had 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. They made Derek Carr look like his 2016 possible MVP year again. He was 22 of 26 for 259 yards and 1 TD. So John Gruden's 1-0. The Raiders are 1-0, and the Broncos are in trouble. They've got quite possibly the worst quarterback in the AFC West, and right now they don't have a very good team from what it looks like. Your very first impression. Did you watch both games last night, Coral?
I just watched the Saints.
Okay. Well, that's the exciting one. You made a good call.
I mean, I pretty much just caught the last 20 minutes of it, so I didn't watch the whole game. But
it was 14-3 in the first half. You saw the exciting part. I mean,
yeah,
legitimately, that was the most exciting part.
What was it? 58-yard field goal.
Yes, 58-yard field goal. Very good by Will Lutz. Yep. I mean, it was. In the final 2 quarters alone, it was crazy offense, and it helped the Saints to go to 510 yards total offense to the Texans just 414. And some of the things that were a big zero was J.J. Watt. He did not get a single sack last night, or a single tackle last night as well.
Ooh.
So some of the highlights that we did talk about that as well, though, was down 6 points with less than a minute left. D-Dub, he makes 2 quick strikes. A 38-yard catch to DeAndre Hopkins, and then a 37-yard touchdown pass to Kenny Stills. So it was exciting. That's what you need on a Monday night. The Saints are going to go take on the defending NFC champions Los Angeles Rams next week. It'll be the first time that 2 teams faced off against each other since the Saints lost at home in the NFC Conference Championship. And we're all week long, we're going to be talking about the no call. They're going to bring that up on our time. So remember last week when we talked about Serge, the double doink all week long? The no call is going to happen now that the Saints and the Rams are going to be playing this week. The Texans hosted Jacksonville Jaguars, and they lost to Nick Foles. But they do have Gardner Minshew. Fan of the show? I don't know that. I just like to say that because I'm a fan of Gardner Minshew. So we'll see how that goes for them. If Jacksonville drops this game, I think it's safe to rule them out of the AFC South. So we're going to take our first break, and we'll be back with you. We'll have more with Coral, and we'll see how the bartending thing went with Serge and everything else.
Hey, Quad Cities, stop going to your favorite social media sites asking for suggestions of where to get your oil change, who does the best tattoo work, or the best place for lunch in the Quad Cities. Pick up your Locals Love Us guide. They have an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find whatever you're looking for. Or go to their website at localsloveus.com, click on Quad Cities, and then browse the favorites. It's so easy to use, they even rank the most popular places for you. While you're on their website, don't forget to vote for our show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, and all of our sponsors. Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
From local to global, ESPN 1170 has you covered. Your Quad City Sports Show is here for you. Don't hassle us. We're local with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, J-Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays noon to 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader. ESPN 1170 AM wants you to be an insider. Get access to great contests at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. From the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at quadcitysafety.com.
Every Chicago Cubs baseball game is heard right here.
Deep right field. This ball's got a chance. Get out the tape measure, long gone.
This is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, we're back here. Don't hassle us for local, ESPN 1170 AM in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Security and Solutions. Some scores yesterday in the MLB, brought to you by Harrington's Pub. Cubs won 10-2 with San Diego Padres. Nice little nightcap game to go along with those Monday night football games. The Brewers beat the Marlins 8-3. Outside of our region, New York Yankees blanked the Red Sox 5-0. The Indians beat the Angels 6-2. The Astros shut out the Oakland Athletics 15-0. Mets beat the Diamondbacks 3-1. The Braves bested the Phillies 7-2, and the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the San Francisco Giants 6-4. Some other highlights in the Cubs: they had a debut. Nico Horner, first round draft pick in the 2018 June amateur draft. He went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored. I'm sure that was a nice thing for social media for people to talk about, Cub fans around here. Tonight, 6:10, Milwaukee is at Miami. 7:10, Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox. Ivan Nova on the mound for the White Sox, 9.12 on the year, 4.69 ERA. Cardinals are at Colorado. Waka is on the mound. Waka. 6-6 on the year, 4.99 ERA. That'll be a 7:40 first pitch. And the Cubs, again, another nightcap. Jose Quintana, 13-8, 4 even ERA. Born this day, listen to this. Randy Johnson turns a young 56 years old. Joey Votto turns 36. Paul Goldschmidt, he's a Cardinal, turned 32. And Roger Maris was born this day in 1934.
The bird that Randy Johnson killed would have been 34 today.
The other thing I wanted to point out was last night, Acuna, he just, not just last night, but he's now a 30-30 member, okay? And he's just the 5th player in MLB history, but he's real close to becoming a 40. Oh, I'm sorry, he'll be the 5th player to be a 40-40 member. So right now he's got 38 home runs and 34 stolen bases. There's only one player to join the 40-40 club this century. All right? So everybody else did it in the 90s or the 80s. Only one player. He did it in 2006 while playing in the NL East. Can you guess who that is, Serge? So, and everybody out there on the Facebook as well, and those of you listening at home, Ronald Acuna has 38 home runs, 34 stolen bases, and has a chance to become just the 5th player in MLB history to join the 40-40 club. What I'm asking is, who was the only player to join the club this century? He did it in 2006 while playing in the NL East. Once you hear it, you'll go, I totally remember that, and I totally remember the Cubs overpaying for him after that.
Derek Lee?
No. Just for reference, the other members of the 40-40 club are Alex Rodriguez. He did it for the Mariners in 1998. Barry Bonds, he did it for the Giants in 1996. Jose Canseco, he did it for the A's in 1988. The answer is Alfonso Soriano.
Yep. Tyler Brodell out there in the Harrington
2006
Facebook comment thread nailed it.
Yep. Right after that.
So did Josh Miller.
Yep.
Josh Miller, brother-in-law, says he did it for the Nats before he went to the Cubs. Okay,
yeah,
that's right. Yep,
2006 Nationals, and then the Cubs totally overpaid for it.
There we go.
Yeah, and then they regretted it ever since. So, Serge, any takeaways from last night's games?
I didn't really watch too much of the second game. I more checked the scores as it was going on, but I did watch a lot of that first one. So, a lot of the Texans and Saints. Saints reminded me a lot of the Patriots in that game, as in the fact that you were never really worried about them being down. Because as soon as Breeze got clicking, that's exactly what he did. He clicked. He was hitting on all cylinders. All the cliches that they're throwing out, but they're right.
This is the type of game the 40-year-old man lives for.
Okay. Oh, he's rolling now. Yeah. He's into a rhythm.
Listen to this crowd get behind their guy.
But you know what? That's exactly what they did. Now, the Houston Texans, I think everybody thought was just going to roll over once the Saints got on a roll, and they did not. In fact, they were in a position to win and just couldn't pull it out. And the Saints had to kick a career-long 58-yard field goal from Lutz to win the game. So that's pretty exciting. And that field goal had, I would say, another 8 to 10 yards on it.
Like I was said earlier before the break, on second down, the Saints were at the Texans' 49-yard line. That's when Bill O'Brien elected to just rush 2 players, drop the other 9 into coverage. I guess assuming he was going to throw a Hail Mary. So he just threw a 9-yard pass to Teddy Ginn to the 40-yard line, and like you said, that's when Lutz sealed the deal with his kick. Bill O'Brien for you, folks. But I still took the points yesterday, and but I did give up the points on the late game. And regretfully so. And I'll tell you this. Denver doesn't look good.
No, they do not.
And now I feel bad about every time saying to you that...
Vic Fangio.
You left the room when I said that earlier, and that I have to make sure I bring it up again.
Okay.
Because Vic Fangio does not look like a very good coach now.
I just didn't remember what position he played.
He's running whatever he's running out there, offensive-wise. And Joe Flacco is his quarterback, too. Joe Flaccid.
Right.
Joey Delaware. Joey, he's
calling him cool. They're calling him like Cool Joe. Does nothing for me.
Matt Schaub and Jace. Matt Schaub and Joe Flacco look alike to me. I don't know. And in the end, they all look like Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
They do.
So they can be the same quarterback for all I care. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Flacco, 21 for 31 for 268, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good rating, but...
Yeah, and yesterday when we talked about it, did we get to guess the lines before you had to take off about the Bears?
Yeah, we were about 3/4 of the way through.
Okay. Now I feel right that the Bears, that Vegas got it right. Bears should be favored.
Yes.
At first I was like, no, I don't think that's right. But now I feel very comfortable with that, and I feel comfortable with them being the dogs. I don't think Denver's got a very good quarterback, and I'm not worried about anything they're doing there. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs you can lock that up now.
And the Bears defense is substantially better than Oakland's.
Yes.
So if you only put up 16 against Oakland and you get sacked 3 times against that defense, what's going to happen in Chicago?
Yeah. Coral, remind me again what we're drinking here.
Lemonade.
It's Lemin. Lemon
yes.
is the brand. 15 calories per can, 1 gram of sugar per can.
Only 3 carbs.
3 carbs.
Yeah.
So it's not carbonated. It's just a really good mixer for. You can drink it straight if you want to.
I like to just have it in the morning
but
too.
It's non-alcoholic, so we fixed that.
Yeah, we fixed that real quick.
We added a little bit of Tito's there, just to see what it tastes like.
Quenches your thirst without filling you up.
This is called market research in our business.
Yes. It's a really good mixer.
It's not called drinking early afternoon.
Oh, it's
No,
afternoon now.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's
Yeah.
11:17 somewhere.
There you go. It's real close, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I'm going to play something in the next hour, but tonight on ESPN, they're going to debut their 133rd installment of its Emmy Award-winning 30 for 30 series. And tonight is going to be Rodman for Better or Worse.
Ooh, love it.
It's going to be good.
Love it.
If you could,
What time's that?
That is going to be on at 8 o'clock tonight, Central, on ESPN2.
Kickball gets over at 7:59.
It's 102 minutes long, so 2 hours with commercials. Basically, the director said, many of us remember the counterculture persona Dennis created, but explanations for his behavior were, and still are, often reduced to the idea that he's just crazy. But when you begin to piece together individual events of his life and the psychology that underpins them, a much more complex and nuanced picture emerges. That is the story we want to tell. I do have the trailer. I'm going to play that in the next hour, just on the air. So it looks good, and I'm excited to do that. Like you said, I have softball practice tonight. You have kickball.
Yeah.
When I get home, something to do.
I get to watch you practice. You get to watch me play kickball.
I think we're on a different field this time.
Oh.
I like that though. When
So
we're in
do
the same,
I.
we give the whole,
Hey, Jay.
give
Hey,
the whole Forrest
Serge.
Gump wave. Yeah.
Hey, Chip. Hey, buddy.
Kick
Hi,
a homer.
Unc-
Kick
hi,
a homer.
Uncle Serge.
Kick a homer, champ.
Dad, what's Serge doing over there? He's playing kickball. But why?
But for why?
I can hear him.
Let me
I
tell you.
understand.
Let me tell you a quick story about my son in kickball. I think it was last week. My son is like a borderline psychopath. All right, he loves to cuss. He acts. The weird thing about him is he asks permission. All right, so I'll be like, "Hey, Dad, can I cuss?" I'm like, "No, you can't. It's weird." He did play flag football last night. He got a carry. I think it was like for 1.5 yards. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
That's fine. But my friend and friend of the show, Tyler Drever, was one day picking the kids up for school, and he was there early. He was waiting in line, and they must have had a late recess. And then he texts me, and he's like, WTF, man. Watching kids, and Ben just bunted. And they're playing kickball. You know what my response was? Sounds like Ben.
Right.
Yeah. So then after school, you doing all right over there, Coral?
My
chair-
seat fell.
Fix it. So anyway, after school, I say to Ben, I go, "Hey, how was your day?" He said, "Good." I said, "You played some kickball today?" He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "How'd you do?" He said, I kicked a home run." I said, "You did?"
Kicked a home
Yeah,
run.
he got a home run. I said, "You did?" He said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Okay. Well, you may have got a home run, but you also bunted." He said, "No." I said, "Yeah, I got it."
What's wrong with bunting?
It's not allowed, is it?
Yeah, it is. Just has to go past a little arc.
I think I don't think they have an arc on the grass at the elementary school.
Okay.
Anyway, he's like, "No, I didn't bunt." And I'm like, "Well, I got a buddy who was watching, not in a weird way, and he saw it, and he said you did." And he's like, "Well, he's a liar," and I told you he doesn't care. And I said, "Here's the deal from here on out: don't bunt in kickball." So you guys in your kickball league, you can bunt.
You can. There's more of a strategy, and I think all the veteran teams think it's some big secret, but after losing a couple games, it doesn't take long to figure out what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It's co-ed.
Mm-hmm.
So your infield and outfield have to go guy, girl,
Yeah.
cross. You can't have two guys playing shortstop and third or vice versa. And,
Doesn't matter in kickball.
no, it really doesn't, because it doesn't matter if you have the strongest arm. Unless you happen to peg somebody from third, the person's running to first, you pick up a ball at third base, it's very tough to get them out. Unless it's a very short one, you come running in, throw it across. It's tough to get somebody out anytime you kick it to third.
Okay.
It's the basic strategy in kickball. I'm going to blow everyone's cover here.
Yes, because I'm dying to know.
Kick it to third, get on first.
Because it's
Kick it to third, hurry up and advance the runners first and second. Now try to kick it towards right field. That's it. Manufacturing runs.
Yeah.
They're playing small ball and big kickball.
okay. How do you approach the kick? Do you do it straight on with the toe or a little bit to the side?
Soccer style is the most common, natural. That's what I normally do. I do mix it up. I try to toe bash it when I can. But to toe bash, you're kicking it straight on with literally your toe. The ball's got potential to go a lot further.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're allowed to bounce it, but it has to roll more than it bounces. Okay, so that's a lot of discretion on the poor umpire.
Yeah, poor umpire. I'm sure they don't hear the end of that.
It's a little too bouncy.
Come on,
and you go for it. You're often going to kick it off.
No bouncy ones. You sound like a
illegal.
Is that what they say?
No, they don't. They should.
I wish. I do the people that are complaining say no bouncy ones like a 7-year-olds.
They just let it go. Or if it's really extreme, they go, "Come on,
hey, come
on." We got a friend of the show who's a fellow kickballer out there. I won't drop his name right now. I was heckling him pretty bad. But come to find out, I told you this. He was throwing legit, but he's putting a lot of spin on the ball.
Yeah,
a lot of spin on the pitch.
That's Bush.
So it's coming across the plate. You got some people that don't, they're just out there to have a good time, and they can't even get their foot on the ball, or every time they kick it, it just goes foul, 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 out. I think you get 5 fouls.
That's annoying.
It is.
Like, if you're on the field, you're like, I don't want to do this.
Didn't you tell me that you played in a league where
I did not play in a league.
You didn't? Somebody told me that they played in a kickball league where they pitched to their own teams.
That makes more sense.
See, that makes more sense because it's going to be, what's fun in kickball? 2-0? 8-1 or 25-17.
Has there been any home runs?
Yes.
Over the fence.
No.
Okay.
No, I have not. I've seen in the Parkers, and I've seen many, many ground rule doubles, meaning, and I'm talking one hop over the fence. Those are bombs. I've yet to see one kicked completely out on its own.
Gotcha.
Looking forward to it. I did get to drill a guy though.
And you have double headers?
No,
just one game.
One game. But I did get to peck a guy running the bases because you can hit them or throw it to the base like softball or baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hit them. You just can't hit them.
You threw him out from the outfield, right? Yeah. See, that's
great.
fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah. That's fun.
It felt really good. I'm not gonna lie. And he even turned around and said, "Nice throw."
Good job.
Thanks,
you got
pal.
me. You got
Buddy.
me. It's like Harold Reynolds to Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
When he turned around, he's like, "Hey, you got me. Good for you."
I mean, they won the game, and that's okay.
I just compared you to Bo Jackson.
Hey, thanks.
There you go.
Appreciate that. Bad hip and all.
Coral.
Yeah.
Do you play kickball?
I did in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
I didn't even know there was kickball leagues.
Get a league. You get 7G to sponsor your team.
I don't have time.
You know, Jay, after all those years of slow pitch co-ed softball and trying to field a team and this and this
Same
and this
thing?
and everything, this is fun.
Yeah,
it's a nice, refreshing change of pace.
I would love to be able to do that.
Just like the new product from 7G called Lemon. Nice,
bingo.
refreshing change of pace.
That was a bingo. And that's how you hit it out of the park. All right, 30 years ago today, Eric Dickerson became the fastest player in NFL history to rush for 10,000 career rushing yards. Coral, this is all on you, by the way. You have to answer this question.
Okay.
Or else you have to slam your drink.
Lemonade?
No. Okay, 30 years ago today, Eric Dickerson became the fastest player in NFL history to reach 10,000 career rushing yards, reaching the milestone in just 91 games. His record still stands today.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the other 5 that are close. Serge? He did it in 91 games. Give me some others that did it in 10,000 career rushing yards.
What exactly again? Say it again.
All right. 30 years ago today, Eric Dickerson became the fastest player in NL history to reach 10,000 career rushing yards, reaching the milestone in just 91 games. His record still stands today. Give me the other top 5. 4 more.
Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson is on there at number 3 with
Barry Sanders?
101 games. Barry Sanders is on there with 103 games at number 4. Emmett Smith is on there with at number 5 with 106 games.
Gotta go. Okay, those are newer. There's got to be a couple older ones, right?
Yes. Older, retired early.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown at number 2 with 98 games. Very good, Serge.
I'm blanking on this last one though.
No, the last one. Oh, that's all. That's your top 5.
Oh wow,
that's all I asked for. You did it. Yeah, you did it without any strikes.
Normally, I'm really impressed with T-Roy and how well he does on stuff.
Yeah,
those don't even sound like familiar names to me. I would have struck completely
Emmett Smith
out.
is not familiar to you.
No.
Adrian Peterson's not familiar to you.
Yeah. No. Not really.
Barry Sanders.
No.
No, I would say more Emmett Smith. Emmett Smith was legendary running back for the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s when they won a couple championships.
Yeah, well, I was like 1
That's okay.
in the
That's
90s.
okay. I still know stuff from the 80s and the 70s stuff too, and I wasn't born yet.
I know music from the 90s.
So some of the other guesses out here are really
Okay,
good.
yeah,
and
yeah. Give me some.
They were Ladanian,
All right.
LT,
At number 6 is LaDainian Tomlinson with
There.
106 games.
Okay.
Someone said OJ.
and then OJ.
OJ,
Is he top
10,000. He was the first to do 2,000 in a single
Okay.
season.
Those are some
And-
both really good guesses.
Yeah. So OJ, but I have just the top 6 in front of me. But OJ, that I know he was the first to do 2,000 in a single season. But congratulations, Eric Dickerson, on that milestone. We're going to take before we take a quick break, one more time, Coral, let's talk about this, because then I'm going to take a phone call. You stick around to help your fantasy team.
Sure.
You're in a fantasy league, right?
No.
I thought you were joining the fantasy league.
Nobody gave me any details.
What do you mean no one gave you details? I
don't
thought you
know
were
how to
getting
do
in
it.
like an all-girls one. I thought,
Oh, no.
oh,
She didn't get invited to your Fancy Pants Fantasy
Yeah.
League.
I
No,
didn't
you
get
didn't.
invited.
yeah, you didn't.
No. All girls. I don't know that many girls.
You don't know 9 girls that do fantasy football.
No. I don't even know one.
I know of about 2 all-girl leagues. They're fun, but I mean, they all either know each other really well or work together or some sort of thing.
I think I know one person that is one girl who's really into football. Other than that, they're all like me and they just don't know anything.
Let's talk real quick about what the stuff that we have here before we go to break and we come back and we take a phone call.
Lemon lemonade, 15 calories,
And
3
this,
grams of carbs.
This is a
1
sister
sugar.
company of what?
Press.
Press. Okay.
Sister company of Press Seltzer, which we've been talking about the past couple weeks here.
when you say sister company,
yes.
explain that.
They technically have different names, but they're owned by the same entity.
Okay. It's not the same lady that started Press, though, right?
It is.
It is. Okay.
I believe.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
Yes.
Because I think she did a really good job, and she's from
She does a phenomenal
Wisconsin?
job. Yes.
Okay.
They are based out of Milwaukee, but they are all brewed and manufactured in La Crosse.
Okay.
So I consider that local.
I would agree.
I mean, these are great, especially mixed with a little bit of something.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
You know.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not that-
And we just did a very basic, just mix it with some vodka.
Well, yeah. we have to-
There's a lot of other things you could do. You could do a flavored vodka. You could do some, it'd probably be still good with rum.
Yeah.
Be good with gin for you gin drinkers out there, but you gross people can leave those at home.
Well, and you know what? I would expect something this good to be expensive when you go to the store.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
How much you talking?
Well, you know, it differs from store to store.
Okay.
So I can't really throw a price out there. But they're very affordable.
Okay.
They're right on track with the other.
Comparison to like a Monster or a Bang, like those are energy drinks. So those, I understand those are gonna be a little bit more.
Yeah,
These-
those are a little bit more than
Okay,
these
good.
are. But they are mostly compared to the Calypso lemonade.
All right.
I'm
Which is
not sure
very
if you-
high in sugar.
Yes, and these have 1 gram of sugar,
Cool.
and it's not added sugar. So
Well, that's good. You're
natural.
somewhat keto friendly people. Will,
Yes.
we'll appreciate that too.
Your keto
right.
people and your low sugar, carb, calorie people.
Well, let's get a refresher at the commercial break after we take
Yes.
while we take this break.
Do you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start? Call
I?
Done Right TV and Security Solutions, your Dish premier local retailer, to get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader in technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. Sign up today and receive a Nest doorbell system free courtesy of Done Right. So call 866-84-RIGHT today and let Done Right provide local professional installation with personal service that's trusted by thousands of business and homeowners in the Quad Cities. Restrictions apply. It requires an internet-connected Hopper. That's Done Right TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show. Don't hassle us, we're local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
From local to global, ESPN 1170 has you covered. Your Quad City sports show is here for you. Don't hassle us, we're local with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay-Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays noon to 2 on the Quad City sports leader. ESPN 1170 AM wants you to be an insider. Get access to great contests at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at QuadCitySafety.com.
Don't hassle us, we're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to ESPN 1170 AM and Don't Hassle Us, we're local. We are going to give Nathan a call. Nate's been in the studio before. He's been doing a podcast Sunday mornings for fantasy's sake with some of our guys. DJ was in the studio with us also. We've not had Doug Green. We're calling him right now. And we're going to talk to him a little bit about fantasy. Guys to look on the waiver wire, kick tires with him. All the fun stuff that Coral's been looking forward to all day.
Hello?
Nathan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going well. How are you? I forget.
Doing well.
Nothing against the name. Can I? Are we on the relationship that I can just call you Nate?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
What about Nate Dogg?
Oh yeah.
Nate Dogg was actually my childhood nickname growing up. So
when did you grow out of that? Why did you?
Yeah, well, I guess like once you turn 30, people don't really call you Nate Dogg anymore.
Oh, you got to get on a kickball team.
We can change that real quick.
You got to get on a kickball team right away.
Hanging here with Jay-Bird and Surge.
All right. All right. How are things going for fantasy's sake?
It's going well. We had a preseason kickoff draft show that we did. Had some good listenership there on QCSportsnet.com.
Mm-hmm.
We had our first week 1 show. It was great. We did a good job. I thought always room for improvement, as you guys know. You'll never be perfect. So you just kind of learn from anything you do and just try to be better the next time. So it's going well though. We had a lot of listener and reader interaction. So a lot of questions. That was really impressive. So shout out to all the listeners who sent in questions.
And I saw on Twitter you're back to writing DFS now, huh?
Yeah. So we started a little blog there at Blogspot. So it's Blogspot. If you just look for Fantasy's Sake on Blogspot, you'll find us. PJ and myself. Doug will probably be in there a little bit. I know he's got a side writing gig that he does with IDP as well. So I'm not sure contractually if he's able to do that.
He's got a side piece?
but yeah. So it's a good outlet for myself, and DFS is my kind of mainstay. I like it a lot more than seasonal in Dynasty. But those two guys, if you have Dynasty questions, IDP questions, DJ and Doug are your guys.
All right. So tomorrow's going to be the first waiver wire of the week. What guys are you telling people to go pick up? And then I'm going to ask you how much of the FOB budget on 100 should you do on each one of them. So give me a few guys.
Okay. So if you want me to go down by my favorites or like percentage owned or okay. So one of my favorite targets is John Brown. He had a huge game in his Buffalo debut. He had about 125 yards, found the end zone. He's definitely capable of being that big play threat that everybody really loves in fantasy, so he can break the slate. He can change your matchup. The one thing that has been an issue for him is volume, but it seems like in this Buffalo offense, he's going to get a lot of volume. He had 10 targets, led the team with 133 total air yards, and just for comparison, that was right behind Michael Thomas. So if you like that name, I'm not saying he's going to be Michael Thomas every week, but it's a good name to be behind. He got about 40% of the market share, the Bills' total air yards. So I think with a guy like Josh Allen, who I think his biggest strength is chucking it deep, matches up well with John Brown. So right now he's only 35% owned across ESPN leagues. So John Brown is definitely a guy that I'm looking at. So I know that there's been a lot of injuries too going around. So there's just a ton of guys like Giovanni Bernard. Is another one.
Okay.
Especially if you have Joe Mixon, probably need to handcuff him with Gio Bernard. They just signed him to an extension, so they're at least somewhat committed to him. I don't know the extent of what Mixon's injury is right now. It's kind of unclear. I think that the test results they did came back negative, so it's kind of up in the air on what his status is going to be for the week. But Bernard would definitely be a guy to handcuff him with. And I think one of the big ones that you guys should probably talk about, T.J. Hawkinson.
Okay.
You know that guy?
Yeah, but do you really think he's on the waiver wire in this area?
That's the thing. I mean, I looked across ESPN leagues, and he is 30% owned. So he is 70% available across ESPN leagues. So that seems like a number that's pretty high. So I don't think you're going to get Gronk-like production from him every week. So I'm not sure if that matchup with Arizona was basically just the matchup where they were without Patrick Peterson. Their defense is pretty woeful anyway. But I think that one thing we do need to take notice of is that he tied for second on the team in targets with Kenny Golladay, and somehow Danny Amendola is still in the league and led their team in targets. I don't understand that. So I don't see that being a trend going forward.
Well, yeah, for a couple things. He broke a record for a tight end debut for the most yards. And then the other thing, you point out that they don't have Patrick Peterson. The Cardinals' secondary is a little beat up. It's weird that you know that and everyone else knows that, but Matt Patricia didn't figure that out. But that's strange. So but Hawkinson, yes, 30%. Okay, go on. Sorry.
He had almost a 16-yard ADOT, so his average depth of target was 16 yards down the field. Now, he's not going to get like a ton of volume every week, I don't assume. Maybe he will, but my instinct is that he probably just won't. I think the Lions are going to want to run the ball a lot. So if he's actually getting the majority of his targets, 15-plus yards down the field, that's good. So let's say he only catches 4 balls, but if he hits his average, that's 60 yards, and chances are one of them might go in the end zone. So he's definitely a guy to look at. Definitely has the upside, as he just splashed. So,
what about you? You already mentioned John Brown from the Bills. What about Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, so I think I'm a little bit down on him.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things that kind of did it for me. He only played 14 of the 59 offensive snaps that the Ravens played, and he only had 4 catches. So a lot of this is just game script. So you never know, did he only play 14 snaps because they were smoking him, or did he only play 14 snaps because he's probably still a little nicked up? We don't know for sure. And other than the 83-yard touchdown and the 47-yard touchdown, which you can't take away, obviously those are great plays. He is a threat to break anything deep at any time. The other two catches he had totaled 17 yards. So I don't think you're going to see 83-yard touchdowns and near 50-yard touchdowns all the time from him. And I think we also saw Lamar Jackson's best game of the year. So, again, the Ravens are a run-heavy team. I think game script is going to dictate. They're just going to try to run the ball. They're going to be a possession team. They're going to grind it out with Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram. Gus Edwards got in there for a lot of touches, and Justice Hill was even in the mix. So everybody's going to flock to Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping the brakes on him a little bit. He's a great add in a deep league. So if he's out there and you're playing in 12, 14, 15, 16-team leagues, definitely go get him if he's even still available. So,
all right, now I'm going to ask you this though about John Brown and Hollywood Brown. How much on a free agent acquisition budget? How much would you put on them?
I'm really in on John Brown.
Okay.
I think that he's the number one there. So I would, if you have like $100 fab budget,
yes,
20% maybe.
Okay.
$20. I think that's fair. I think he could return that value.
Would you? I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you a question though. Would you say that it's fair that when you have the FOB budget, and for those out there listening, that majority of the people do not spend their full 100? So it's okay to even make a reach if you really like a player within week one. Like 20 seems like a lot, 20% of your budget. But I mean, I really, a lot of people don't spend it. So would you agree?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. A lot of people, especially early, people struggle to spend their fab budgets early because they're always saying, well, I'm going to hold it until that one stat, if you like a guy, go get him. Don't hesitate. Especially trust your gut. If your gut says, hey, I really like this guy, go after it and get him. I mean, it's definitely worth a shot. Fantasy football is all about taking shots, and just trust your instinct. A lot of times you're going to be right.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Coral? If you like a guy,
I was giggling at that.
Yeah. kind of like the other day when the girl asked you to go outside with her at the 11:17. You just got to go for it.
Every
Coral.
time.
All right. And how much would you put on Hollywood Brown, if any?
Yeah, see, personally, I probably wouldn't take a shot on him. I just don't trust that the Ravens are going to be throwing the ball a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, I mean, 10%, if you're really buying in, that would kind of be where I felt comfortable. I see John Brown being 2 times as good as Marquise Brown, so I guess that would make sense. That
I'm going to flip it one way to a guy you didn't mention yet, but we're going to stick with the Browns and not the Cleveland Browns. What about Brown, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams?
So Malcolm Brown is a good ad. I still believe in Todd Gurley. On one of the columns that I wrote, I don't believe Gurley's done. He was ultra efficient on Sunday. I think he had 14 carries for almost 100 yards. The only bad thing was that he got pulled near the goal line. So if Malcolm Brown continues and is near the goal line, the Rams should probably put up a lot of points. I think everybody would agree that they're going to be one of the better offenses. So as far as fab budget goes, I really haven't given that much consideration.
Okay.
Brown's owned in a lot. Well, I guess all the leagues that I play in, a lot of people are pretty into him. But I think that here's the thing: if you think that Todd Gurley is really dust and that it's just not going to happen for him, and Brown's going to somehow find a way to be the guy, I personally don't believe that. Running backs are a good place to invest your fab budget in. So 10% maybe. I just don't know if you're going to win him at 10%. I just don't feel comfortable spending a whole lot of mine.
Okay. Who else should we be looking at on the waiver wire?
Let's do some quick hitters. I really like. I don't know if Tyrell Williams is going to be available. I think he was close to 65% on last night. Put up a pretty good game. Chris Thompson is a lower-owned guy that was running back for the Redskins, especially with Geis being injured. Adrian Peterson is going to come in and do the dirty work between the tackles. So you're not going to get a ton of carries, but one thing we know about the Redskins is they're pretty bad. So game script is going to put them in a lot of passing situations. I could see Thompson being the recipient of a lot of targets. So especially with Keenum, and when Haskins works his way in, just that safety valve underneath is a good thing to have. So Thompson in PPR leagues especially, I really like him. So Darren Waller as well. I swear I'm not like a closet Raiders homer.
No.
But yeah. I think that Waller's a good addition. Obviously, Hawkinson would probably be the higher priority guy to target at tight end if that's where you need to go. But if you miss out on him, I would feel really good about getting Waller.
All right. And then real quick before we have to go, what would you feel is a fair trade for Melvin Gordon right now? How much on the dollar? How's that? Not even the player. Let's just give me how much on the dollar would you think would you take if you're a Melvin Gordon owner? How much on the dollar should you expect in a trade offer? 50, 60, 70?
Yeah. I think you should try to shoot for 80%.
Okay.
I think you're more realistic to sit in that 60 to 70 range. I don't think you're at the position where you have to take 50 cents on the dollar right now, especially since we know that he's probably going to come back somewhere between week 6 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
So my girlfriend this is her first time playing fantasy football, and she just picked Melvin Gordon up off the waiver wire. And I said, you need to go to the Austin Eckler owner and try to trade him immediately and say, hey, look, after week 6 or week 7, Austin Eckler isn't going to be a thing. So you can either take Melvin Gordon now, or I'll just sit on him, and then I'll have the starting running back to the Chargers after that. So
perfect. All right, Nate.
That's one way of going
Nate, tell everyone where they can follow you, and on Twitter, and also for fantasy sake.
You can follow me on Twitter at nd_Joyce. For fantasy sake, on Twitter at FFSQC. Also find us on Facebook. Just search for fantasy sake. Should pop up. Also want to shout out my co-host, Doug Green, at Doogie448. That's DOOGIE 448. And Deej Jarvis at DEEJ_Jarvis. So give us all a follow. Follow the show. We're live from Kavanaugh's Hilltop Bar and Grill in Rock Island, 10 a.m. to 11:30 every Sunday on QC Sportsnet.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, Nate.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the guys from Bonkers Production on.
Front Street Brewery, the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It's served the fine community of Davenport, Iowa since 1992 with awesome beers such as the Davenport Gold, a satisfying American ale pale straw in color with a sweet corn-like aroma and a crisp, clean finish. Smooth, balanced, and refreshing. Or the Wise Guy, it's their take on the instantly recognizable German wheat beer that staked its claim on palates around the world. Brewed with noble German yeast, this refreshingly sweet and smooth brew features a citrusy tart aroma with significant notes of banana and clove. Or the Raging River, an English-inspired American India Pale Ale with incredible balance featuring an earthy, slightly fruity hop aroma with moderately bready malt notes. A bronze-colored IPA that you don't need a beard to drink. This is your gateway IPA. Check out their Facebook page for food and drink specials. Also visit their webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. Go down to the tap room down in the Freight House complex. That's open now. And call your local distributors to get Front Street on your tap lines or in your cooler now. Once again, that's www.frontstreetbrew.com.
Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window. We'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad. Pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at quadcitysafety.com.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This is Lobo from Lobo Salsa. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Leaks, rumps, snooks, cranny, crevice, too. You've got those wet basement blues. Call the absolutely dry guy. Call the absolutely dry guy. Put that water back in its place. It's time to reclaim your living space when you call the absolutely dry guy. Or visit us online at absolutelydryguy.com. This was brought to you by Absolutely Dry Basement Waterproofing.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic.
All right, we're back. ESPN 93.5. Way off here. Something's not
Joint
right.
pain or recent injury. Don't let.
All right. Something's not right. Something not right?
No, I can't hear you. I can hear myself.
Okay.
Can I hear my? Yep.
All right. Everybody good?
Yep.
Where am I off on?
Yeah, I just can't hear you.
Oh, I hit the wrong button on mine. Sorry.
There we
I had
go.
myself on too. All right. I apologize. All right. I completely messed everything up. I want to play this first. Last year, the guys from Bonkers Production in Iowa State, they made a Hate Week rap video, and we put it on our blog, and we want to reach out to them again. They're going to call in a second, but I want to play this first for you. So,
who makes goofy rap videos?
Yeah, who does? It's
Weirdos.
I can't recall seeing a local one anytime recently.
I think we're due.
It's recording. Dr. Steve Korn. Hate Week.
I do like this.
2018. We're about to start rapping, so Bonkers Productions.
Just start rapping.
Hate Week, sneak peek. Hawkeyes, goodbye. Listen here, grab a beer. Us Cyclones have no fear. Black and gold, whacking old. Cyclone power, tornado shower. Not talking trash, just spitting the truth. Get in the garbage, your body bag suit. Coach Campbell, tomato soup. Back up, Hawkeye, get in your chicken coop. Josh Pop. Yo, our first game was canceled because Hawkeye suck and Nebraska blows. After all, why do you think they call us a Cyclones? Iowa State has scored every time they've had the ball. Looks like Ames ain't lame, after all. Now I got a message for the TOE. For those who do not know, that stands for Team Out East. Iowa City, that place is...
All right. That's where we have to stop it. Okay. Because they cuss. So that's the only thing.
It's still going.
Yeah, and that's the end of it now. So
Is that in the Billboard Top 100 this week?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's from last year, so I reached out to these guys.
All right.
And just said, hey, we got a Hate Week going on, I guess, and we're going to talk to them. And
Reimer's out there in the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment there. It has it right here, though. They did have one part right.
What's that?
Nebraska blows.
Well, they're not wrong.
Yeah, so they're going to call
fun,
in.
Though. It's
Yeah,
all good fun. We can take it.
Yeah, they're going to call in soon. They're going to try to connect. Buddy's one of them. Ben's the other one. And they should be calling in any minute. We'll take a look at the phone line, make sure that they're trying to do a conference call type of thing. So talk to these kids. But it's one of those fun things. And hopefully, I mean, no one really does anything like this. Iowa didn't There's no kids in Iowa that did anything. You have your Barstool Sports. But here we go. We got a phone call here. All right, you're on the air, ESPN 1170 AM. Who we got?
This is Buddy with Bonkers Productions.
Hey, Buddy, how are you? Buddy.
Yeah, hey, I'm trying to merge.
Okay.
Get Ben on here also.
No problem.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ben, you on? I can hear you guys. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we got Buddy and Ben from Bonkers Production, both seniors at Iowa State. Last year, you guys made the Hate Week video, which you guys did a good job, and you guys laugh, but I mean, you did a good job, and it was well received. I mean, you guys got a lot of views, and we made a blog about last week, but now this year we're reaching out to you guys. We want to talk to you guys about if you're doing anything at all from Bonkers Production for this week. We want to talk to you about game day and what it's like up in Ames right now, and if you guys really do hate Iowa City and the University of Iowa. So tell me about Bonkers Productions.
Well, Bonkers Productions, it's made out of us three friends, me, Ben Olson, and Caleb Turkey Corbin. And we started it our sophomore year. We were all into making funny videos, so we made one for a competition, a 48-hour film competition, and we had so much fun doing it, we just made it a hobby. So we just kind of make funny videos in our free time for a hobby. Okay. And you guys started a podcast? Do you keep doing the podcast? That was me and Percy. We did the podcast, The Sunday Hangover, for about a full year, and then Ben joined the second half of it. But we're currently not doing it right now. It's quite the time commitment.
It is.
It's tough for us to do that.
Are you guys currently... Okay, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, we're going to try to start making some more videos again.
Are you currently in production for anything for Hate Week?
We don't want to say too much.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a yes.
We don't know, It's kind of a busy time of the year. We're thinking about it.
That means they're editing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
That video last year was kind of just the spur of the moment thing, and we definitely did not expect for it to blow up like it did.
It was good, and I wish that the University of Iowa would do something in type of students would do something in retaliation, but as far as I've seen, they have not. So game day is going to be in Ames this year for the first time, and I think I saw that they're going to open up tailgating at 5 a.m.
Heck yeah.
That late?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's late.
Do you guys get into the tailgating? Yes or no?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. We're there at 5 a.m. We usually ride a tailgating bus called El Diablo.
Your
Nice.
tailgate bus is El
Right.
Diablo?
Yep, that's where we like to hang out.
Okay, what lot is that going to be in for anybody who listens to the show that's going to be walking around so they can give you a shout out? What lot are you guys usually in?
Oh, that's the student lot. Then I don't know what number it is.
Okay.
It's the grass lots just south of the stadium, right by University.
You said 5 a.m.?
I think that's when it's open.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Game day will be there rocking and rolling.
Okay, say normally Hawkeye fans normally start around 4:30.
Yeah, so you guys are late.
Oh, wow.
That's
We're
okay,
not
though.
allowed in until 5.
I'm just teasing.
So you guys are south of the lot, and that's where game day is going to set up. Pollard already said that it's going to be south of the stadium. That's where the game day setup's going to be.
Yeah, essentially the game day crowd is just going to be on the other side of the University Road that goes right by the stadium, and then the tailgaters, where we'll be at, will be right on the other side.
Do you have any plans to go into the game day crowd?
I'm thinking about it.
You know, things. I mean, you go into tailgates with game plans, but things kind of just work themselves out. If
Okay.
we mosey over there, we mosey over there. Who knows?
So you don't have any plans and any like weird signs or anything like that to put up? You're just going to go with the flow?
Maybe a steel dance for Heisman sign. I don't know. Some people would like that.
Gotcha. There's been a lot of speculation about who's going to be the celebrity guest picker for the game. Do you guys have any guess at all? Besides yourselves?
Well, of course, we don't want anybody with any ties to the University of Iowa. Even if it's Dan Gable or whoever else.
or Ashton Kutcher. Love them both, but they have ties to Iowa.
Yes, and they're very high. If we had betting odds, which we do, they're very high. They're very high on the list of who it's going to be.
I would like to see Seneca Wallace show up.
What is
Trevor
Seneca
Wallace?
Wallace? No, Seneca Wallace. What is Seneca Wallace? That ESPN's not going to bring in Seneca Wallace. I'm sorry. Why would they? I mean, they just had The Undertaker, and they're going to trot out Seneca Wallace from 2002.
He has one of the greatest TV scrambles of all time. Play it on repeat.
Okay.
And we're fine.
All right. I mean, I get it. He's on the list.
I mean, Ashton Kutcher never made it to the NFL.
No, he didn't. But is there any other people out there that has no ties to Iowa that is famous from Iowa State?
Well, there's that astronaut whose name is eluding me.
Okay. I don't think they're going to bring an
You got an
astronaut.
astronaut?
We got an astronaut?
You know what? Put George Washington Carver on there. He'd be good.
Yeah,
We landed on the moon?
Yeah, he's not going to make that. Yeah, because we made a list and we're trying to figure out who it might be, and we had Dan Gable, Seth Rollins, but we don't think they're going to put him on there because they just had the Undertaker. What do you think about Mike and Frank from the American Pickers?
Oh, jeez, I hope not.
But they went to North Scott High School.
They're way too out east for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. What about Pat Miletich?
Doubtful.
Zach Johnson.
What about
Zach Johnson?
Oh, I would like Zach Johnson, but he'd probably wear a Drake uniform or a Drake collar.
Yeah, but what about Sean Johnson, the gymnast?
Oh, that would be
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah, I think I could see that one happening.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold?
Heck no.
Heck
We don't
no.
want Tom
Okay.
Arnold.
Governor Reynolds.
Governor Reynolds for game day?
Yeah, I know. I know ESPN's not going to put a Republican on. It is the first female governor in the state of Iowa.
General.
Lordy.
Guys, so you're both seniors at Iowa State. What are you guys majoring in?
I'm majoring in advertising, minoring in entrepreneurial studies.
Okay.
I'm a journalism major.
Okay. And so which one is in advertising and entrepreneurial? Is it Buddy or Ben?
Buddy.
Okay, and Ben, so you're in journalism. All right. So
right.
are you writing for the Cyclones?
I actually do some work with the station Cyclones.tv.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, we got a guy in studio, Dan Vasco from WHBF, so you should hit him up and talk to him. He works for the Channel 4 News here in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we're trying to put some of this video experience to use, so pretty cool.
Well,
There you go.
You're doing a good job.
Any little bit helps.
All right, guys, before I let you go, predictions on the game on Saturday. Give me a score.
Yeah, I've thought about this deeply. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be very low scoring. I think that both teams are going to miss some field goals, and it's going to be 17-14 Iowa State.
Okay, Buddy says 17-14 Iowa State. Ben, what do you got?
Well, nobody here on campus has seen Iowa State beat Iowa, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Matt Campbell's had enough of it. I think Iowa's gonna slow it down, but I'm going 28-17 Iowa State.
All right. I want to thank you both for taking the time out to talk to us. Keep up the good work. I really hope you have something up your sleeves for this week. If not, we completely understand. You guys are seniors in college, and you guys have a lot of things going on. Hey, what do you guys say? Maybe on Monday we have another phone conversation and talk about the aftermath.
I would be honored. For that.
All right, guys.
Depending on how the game goes.
Okay, I'll be in touch with you. Hey, go forth and wreak havoc on game day. Have a good time there at the tailgate.
All right.
Thanks,
for
guys.
having us.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers, guys.
Take care. Yep. All right, that's Buddy and Ben from Iowa State. They're on Bonkers Production. You can follow them on. You can get them at Twitter at Bonkers Productions, or Pass Me the Bonk is what it is. So,
Oh, no.
Anyway, great to have them on. Nice guys, and like I said, the video's a lot of fun. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have Dan Vasco on here. He came in the studio. We didn't even get to introduce him. So, Dan, thanks for coming.
Hey,
Yep.
how's it going?
Yep. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, race fans. It's time for Harrington's Pub 5th Annual Halfway to St. Patrick's Day 5K to benefits Parkinson's research. It's this Saturday, September 14th at 9 a.m. You can sign up now through getmeregistered.com/halfway to St. Patrick's Day 5K or in person at Harrington's Pub at 2321 Cumberland Square in Bettendorf. All proceeds are going to go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, with 100% of that going directly to research. Once again, that's Harrington's Pub, halfway to St. Patrick's Day, 5K, to benefit Parkinson's research, Saturday, September 14th at 9 a.m., 2321 Cumberland Square in Bettendorf.
This is Lobo from Lobo Salsa. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options, because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Leaks, ruptures, nooks, cranny, crevice, too. You've got those wet basement blues. Call the absolutely dry guy. Call the absolutely dry guy. Put that water back in its place. It's time to reclaim your living space when you call the absolutely dry guy. Or visit us online at absolutely-dry-guy.com. This was brought to you by Absolutely Dry Basement Waterproofing.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show. Don't hassle us, we're local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window. We'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
From local to global, ESPN 1170 has you covered. Your Quad City sports show is here for you. Don't hassle us, we're local, with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, J-Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays noon to 2 on the Quad City sports leader. ESPN 1170 AM wants you to be an insider. Get access to great contests at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM. ESPN 1170 AM wants you to be an insider. Get access to great contests at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. From the Quad City sports leader.
All right. Welcome back to ESPN 93.5. Don't ask us for local. Do you hear that on your side?
I'm only hearing out the left ear, so I can't tell.
All right. Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us Local, ESPN 1170. I want to thank Buddy and Ben from Iowa State for calling in, and also Nate for Fantasy's sake for calling in as well. But now we got Dan Vasco in studio from WHBF. Buddy, week 1 is in the books. We get a look at Monday morning quarterback rankings. We get to talk about...
Can't wait for those.
Yes. I get a couple other things I want to talk to you about that's kind of interesting, that's a little bit off the NFL news. We'll get to that in a second. And I want to play the trailer for tonight's 30 for 30 Dennis Rodman, which I think is going to be fantastic.
That's coming out tonight?
Tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN 2.
Man, all right.
So we'll play
Good
the
thing
audio.
you said something.
Yeah, we'll play the audio for the trailer and talk about that a little bit too. All right,
Beautiful.
so week 1, what did you think so far? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, the Steelers.
Yeah, they look terrible.
Yeah.
Offense was really bad. Ben played awful. Dante Moncrief had 4 drops. 3 of them were on third down. One of them was on 4th down. Terrible situational football. I mean, nothing looked good. I can't find anything that was like decent. They didn't miss a field goal.
So
there's that.
Yeah, so you got that.
Going for the field goal, by the way, on 4th and goal, the end of the third quarter when you're down 20-0 is just very odd to me. I don't understand it.
No.
Tomlin said that they were trying to get something going and to get points and get a groove. At that point, you're down 20-0 against the Patriots at the end of the third quarter. The likelihood of coming back is very slim. And 3 points gives you no momentum. Like, you can't – they won on that drive then because, so you got to make them pay some way. Then you're down 13. Maybe you have a chance to get a couple stops in the fourth quarter and put up a couple touchdowns. So, yeah, that was terrible. Bears, obviously we already it's been a few days since then, but they looked awful as well. Cardinals-Lions game was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray actually surprised me in that fourth quarter. For a rookie, it's easy to kind of fall under the pressure in that situation, but he led them down some drives.
Yeah.
And get them, so he didn't look good for the, majority of the game, but towards the end there looked pretty good. But yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff happened this week,
I will tell you this, and I'm not the first to point this out. In overtime, when he made that pass to Larry Fitzgerald down the field.
Yeah, was that like the 40-yarder, right?
Yeah, and like to have Larry Fitzgerald get up and with a smile on his face to be like, wait, I've never had this before. Like it was just, Larry Fitzgerald he's getting up there in age. Just to be the look on his face was just like, this is fun.
Yeah,
and he's been playing the game. I don't know.
And they used him a lot.
Yeah, Now I don't know what to expect too much. You brought up the field goals. Vic Fangio did the same thing last night when they were down.
Yeah,
and he went for a field goal when they only had 6 points. And you just got to take your shot, and that's the thing. I just don't
impose
understand.
your will on the other team. That's what I understand. It's like if you want to get momentum, the momentum is made by putting your guys up against their guys, and then you coming out on top. You taking a field goal in those situations is you waving the white flag.
I agree 100%.
Saying, all right, well, you guys got this one, but we'll come back.
Same thing. Cliff Kingsbury, he even came out and he said his play calling was a little off, and he did. Kyler Murray showed some displeasure when he elected to go for a field goal too at times. So I don't know if it's a thing of. I mean, Tomlin doesn't fall into the first-year head coach thing at all.
No,
so that doesn't make any sense.
And he always lives by the phrase, "We don't live in our fears." But there are so many times in games where I'm like, "You're playing it extra safe,"
Yeah. When was the last time
does that all the time.
When was the last time they won in Gillette?
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
It's
a long time,
that's
right?
playing in your fears. That's
100%
playing to your fears by taking those field goals.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. Overall, like, what stood out, though, do you like what you see of the Steelers? Because obviously the Browns didn't show you anything. Now it's the Ravens now. If everyone is picking the Browns, and the Steelers are all in the waiting, and we said, well, the Ravens made it last year. We don't know if they're going to make it again because we always have to kick four teams out, at least four.
Yeah.
Now the Ravens look really good.
Yeah.
But is that a product of playing against JV team?
Right.
I
think the truth is always somewhere in the middle, right?
An AAF team, basically.
They were, 100%. I mean, that is the Miami Dolphins, unfortunately for them. I think the answer is always somewhere in the middle. I try not to get like too worked up on a week one game, and when it comes to the Steelers, of course, this was their toughest game of the season. There's no doubt about it. Okay. Week one in Gillette against the defending Super Bowl champions, and the Patriots very well might be the best team in the NFL still. And especially with Antonio Brown now. That's pretty scary. So,
all right, so that's a good because your familiarity with him, and it's something we talked about yesterday, and everyone else has talked about as well. And Jesus, I don't even want to get into Greenberg saying it's one of the most worst acts he's ever seen in the NFL. He just went crazy on Get Up yesterday. But how long will AB last as a Patriot? Is it a season-long thing? Because we looked at it yesterday, and outside of running backs, receivers, let's see, Edelman had 11, and the next after that, receiver-wise, was 4 catches and 4, and then I think 3. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be times where AB might not even get 0. He might get 2 looks, and you know what I'm saying, or targets. He might only get 5 or 6 targets a game.
He's not going to be the focal point as much as he would have been in Oakland, or even as much as he was in Pittsburgh. I think that much can be said. So will that set him on edge? My suspicions are telling me he's going to be like a Boy Scout in New England. A lot of this, I have a feeling that all of a sudden, and I'm not saying because he'll be a changed man. I'm saying he's going to do this from a strategic standpoint.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I think he's going to play it up nice. He's in an organization that cares about winning. He'll be playing with the best quarterback of all time. I've never been one to think that he cares too much about winning, but I don't know him. So a lot of things have surprised me up to this point, and not surprised me as well. I just think their history of dealing with personalities has been pretty good. I mean, they always do this. They take in guys like the Albert Haynesworth. So he dealt with Corey Dillon. Bill Belichick dealt with T.O. A lot of guys.
And if it didn't
Josh
work,
Gordon.
If it didn't work, they'll cut it right away.
Clean break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right? Yep.
And it's.
They gave him his money up front,
Josh
but
Gordon, they gave his money up, and they got an option for next year. I think it's very simple, and they're talking to Drew Rosenhaus and to him and say, "Can you? We're gonna let you fight for a ring. We're gonna get you closer than we probably would for Oakland,
right?
And can you just shut up, for 20 weeks? That's all we're asking." Yeah. And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, "Listen, there's 52 weeks in a year. So it's less than half of a year." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I think I can do that." And then they keep breaking it down slowly. And like, all right, there's 4 weeks in a month. And that's what I'm getting at, that they're like, okay, it's 5 months of your year.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, now how long is that going to last? I don't know. Because they did the Giants, when they signed OBJ to a contract, they're like, "Can you cool it on Instagram?" And he was like, "Absolutely. If you pay me, I will cool it on Instagram, and I will be a Boy Scout." And just like you said, you brought a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And the New York Giants were like, "Awesome. This is a great deal." And he was like, "Cool, I'm in." And then 3 weeks later, he was like, "Wait a minute, where's that app I deleted?" And they're like, "Oh, the Instagram one's like, yeah, I want to check that out. I'm just going to look at some things. I'm not going to post anything." And then he went right back into it.
And then it's,
So that's what I worry about.
It takes over.
The other thing is,
it's more about if he, I think they aren't going to care as much about him promoting himself in any way, as long as he doesn't. Well, the problem with him lately has been airing out personal info from inside the building, right?
Happen.
That won't fly in New England. No. It didn't even fly in Oakland either.
Okay.
So
you want to know what the first test is going to be?
That's what it'll boil down to.
The first test is going to be if Ben Watson agrees to give him number 84.
I didn't even think about that.
If he sits there and says, or Ben Watson says, "Look, I've been 84 my entire career here in New England. I'm not giving to you," and he goes, "You know what? No big deal. I'll just take 8 + 4. I'll be number 12." But he can't be number 12. Tom Brady. 12. Yes. So what's his number going to be? I don't know.
8 - 4?
Yeah,
just be number 4 out there? I don't know.
So if he just says, "You know what? I'm just here to win." If he can't get it now, Ben Watson can say like, "Hey, you're AB 84."
Watson will probably just give it to him.
But this is the guy who wanted to quit over a helmet. If he can't get a number,
I don't know. I think a lot of this also has been more about the brand of Antonio Brown than it has been anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
his Twitter is AB 84.
With the way things unfolded in Oakland, I think at that point he was like, "Yeah, this isn't good for my brand. What would be good for my brand is getting out of here and going somewhere I want to, like New England." Some people are speculating whether he's made this, whether this was his plan all along. I'm not sure that was the case. I think once things started to go south in Oakland, it became very apparent to him what his options were. And at that point, he decided, you know what? Let's kind of tank this a little bit further. I don't know. There's a lot of murky waters with this stuff.
It is a weird society that we are in as far as like crazy. Twitter and everyone can write things, because I've also read things where like, "Oh yeah, this is like Gruden's plan too. He's just going to go along with it, and then eventually, let him give himself enough rope to hang himself to get out of this type of thing." Like I read the other side too. Like, it's all part of Gruden's plan. Also, like, it's crazy. And then,
Yeah,
I mean, a week ago we talked to you, and the Steelers were very happy about what Antonio Brown's doing, and now they just got beat 33-3, and
Yep.
Now he's possibility. I mean, Steelers can still do the Steelers thing, and they could lose.
They're going to be okay.
Yeah, and they
will
make the
be
playoffs.
okay, but they play Seattle next week. That's going to be a big test. If they go to
I'm not
0-2,
too worried
that's
about Seattle
tough.
either.
I'm not terribly scared, but I mean, Russell Wilson's really, really good, and if it's a close game, I don't like being in a close game against, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Hall of Fame-esque quarterbacks even. So, yeah, we'll see. Week 2 should be kind of a healing point for the Steelers and for the Bears, honestly. So,
I agree.
I mean, man, both teams really need a win. Both teams need a touchdown.
That's true.
They need a touchdown on the season. Just get in the end zone. So, my goodness, what a week!
All right. Well, speaking of weeks, it's time for us to take a look at what SI has been writing, the Monday Morning Quarterback.
Let's hear it. Can I use one of these papers to write down?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
absolutely. It's we can take a look at SI's Monday Morning Quarterback. They do an NFL Power Rankings, and what they'll do is they'll take people on their staff, and they will see what they wrote. Let's see, how many are voting this week? It changes week to week, so that's why it's not really as consistent, but I'm not going to give them too much credit.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and last week we had 12 voting, so I don't know. I guess people abstain. I don't know why SI can't tell people to do their jobs, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why you don't just have a crew that does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your job is to do the ranking. What, are they just asking random people, like, hey, you want to do it this week?
I'm seeing executives, and not a lot of, and a few staff writers here. So, anyway, all right. Who do you think they have at number 1?
New England.
They do have New England at number 1. They went on to say they all 10 voters voted them number 1 in the power rankings. And it goes on to say that the Pats might score 100 in Miami, which that's not true. It's not. T-Roy went up to high. All right, I think.
But I thought Miami was going to win one of the games against New England. I don't feel that way anymore. After seeing Miami get torched by the Ravens, my goodness.
I think it was 16.5 yesterday. T-Roy went as high as 34, which I think is crazy. But
man, that is a lot. Yeah, I would probably pick the Dolphins to cover that.
Yeah, that's what I said too. All right, the number 2 team based on SI MondayMorningQuarterback.com.
I'm gonna guess Kansas City.
It is Kansas City.
All right, 2 for 2.
8 voters voted them at number 2. 1 voted them at 5, and somewhere in between is the other one. So the lowest place was 5.
5? What?
Yeah. Is Sammy Watkins going to keep playing like that? No, he's not.
And Tyreek Hill, I don't know what the status is, but he got hurt. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there.
His shoulder, Nick Foles' shoulder, and I mentioned this on our Don't Ask With Local Fantasy podcast. I'm telling you what, shoulders is skipping shoulders. Shoulders day is like is the new skipping leg day.
Right? Yeah.
Take care of those shoulders.
For sure.
All right, number 3. This is where it gets fun, Vasco.
Yeah.
I know you're coming in strong because you believe what number 3 should be, and it's gonna get fun here. Okay.
Is it an NFC team?
This is where the Monday Morning Quarterback really makes our Tuesdays. Yes, it is an NFC team.
Are they gonna New Orleans? Are they put New Orleans there?
It's not New Orleans at number 3, but it is an NFC
I
team.
wouldn't think it should be, but I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of some of these rankers. I mean, they can't. I can't think of who they're gonna put. Dallas?
No, it is the Los Angeles Rams.
Really?
Yeah. 2 voters put him at 3. The lowest is 8.
Really?
Yes. Now at number 4, another NFC team.
Ugh. New Orleans there then?
Yes, it is New Orleans right there.
Okay.
And number 5.
Not the worst.
Number 5.
Number 5.
I just want to point out that the Rams were previously ranked 4. They moved up to 3, and the Saints were previously ranked 3, and they moved down to 4 after
somehow.
they just beat.
They just beat the Texans.
Yeah.
In a close game.
Yeah.
What a game that was, by the way. That was.
I
Incredible.
guess the Rams in Carolina, that was a bigger deal. All right.
So this number 5, that's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess.
Yes.
That they are putting the Green Bay Packers there.
No, which is a good guess because
Okay.
they usually do something like that. Is the
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles?
Okay.
Who
didn't look very great.
2
against
quarters and 3
Yeah.
minutes were losing and did not cover the spread. Number 6, another NFC team.
Really? Wow. So
Yes.
is that Green Bay then?
No.
Oh man, I really thought they would ride that Green Bay train.
It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah.
Previously ranked 6, still at 6. Their highest place vote was 2 by 1 voter. Lowest was 7. Number 7, another NFC team.
Yeah, AFC's pretty weak, huh? This one can't go them. Let's see here. Seattle.
No.
All right.
This one makes a little bit more sense, though.
Going
Minnesota Vikings. They looked good. They were impressive. I mean, they didn't.
Did you know they passed? They passed the ball 11 times the whole game.
Okay,
the entire game.
He didn't. Yeah, 3 Marks in a Mike division, 3 Matts in a Mike division, and then number 8, an AFC team.
Okay, back to the AFC now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Definitely not going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
Let's see. Maybe the Houston Texans?
It is not.
No.
No, you cannot lose a Monday morning quarterback and still be in the top 10 at all.
Well, the Chargers?
It is the Chargers. That's right.
All right.
Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson made up for Melvin Gordon's absence. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good, too. I mean,
number 9, an NFC team. You mentioned him.
Green Bay.
Of course. LaFleur.
There you go.
Number 10, another NFC team.
Another NFC team here, too, huh?
Yeah, so
wow.
7 out of the 10, if I'm correct. Yeah, 7 out of the 10 are NFC teams.
San Fran?
No.
They bump them up?
No, God, no. I hope. I can't even. No. Thank goodness.
I can't, are they putting the Bears at number 10?
No. You mentioned them earlier.
Did I mention them already?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of who I...
Because you speculated about it. Number 5, what you thought that they were getting a little crazy. It is the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At 10. All right. Ravens are at 11. They move up from 17. The Titans are at 12, according to this power rankings. They were previously 20.
Wow.
The Texans, 13, previously 15. The Colts move up from 14 to 18. The Bears drop to 15 from 11. The Steelers
probably fair.
are 16 from 9 previously. Panthers moved from 16 previous to 17. 49ers move up from 19 to 18. Browns drop from 13 to 19. Bills move up 1 spot from 21 to 20. The Raiders move 7 spots from 28 to 21.
Nice.
The Atlanta Falcons are the largest fallers out of all of them. They moved from previously ranked number 8 to 22, according to SI.com, Monday Morning Quarterback. Jacksonville stays right where they are at 23. The Bengals and the Detroit Lions are tied at 24. Arizona Cardinals are 26 and tied with the Jets at 26. The Giants at 28. The Broncos at 29. Redskins at 30. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 31. And the Miami Dolphins are at 32.
Yeah. Well, that was an easy one to pick.
Real quick, I want you before we have to take a break, I want you to listen to this with me.
Let's do it.
We're going to listen to the trailer for
ready.
Dennis Rodman, and then we got to bring in Alex from Rhythm City Elite Sportsbook, and we're going to talk to Jay Rood, too.
Who you are, or is this a big image-building campaign?
Tell me if this gets you excited.
Who is the real Dennis Rodman?
The force of nature that he was undeniable. He was Jimi Hendrix and Wilt Chamberlain.
Rodman turned the NBA upside down on his head.
You never think back and say to yourself, now Dennis Rodman, which one was he?
Dennis was a very clingy child. He was very shy.
Skinny, he was awkward.
I think he missed a father figure.
Constantly battling his inner demons.
Dennis Rodman did dirty work
better than anybody in NBA history.
Rodman has had a difficult and emotional time this season.
Did I believe he was going to shoot himself at the Palace of Auburn Hills? Yes.
Oh my God, here comes the legend of Dennis Rodman.
He freaked out a lot of people in the sports world.
It became more about performance art than performance.
I'm gonna give them what they want, okay?
That's what made him Dennis Rodman, the parties.
Everything came apart at the seams.
Shut up! Don't hurt it!
I just wished I could see my son more often.
You cannot send Dennis to North Korea. I'm not an ambassador. I'm Dennis Rodman. He was an accidental hero.
You don't have to like him.
He is a lone rebel.
My dad is a really beautiful person.
There's never been another Dennis Rodman.
Wow, people say that? That's funny as hell.
What an ending.
Nice. All right, we're going to be back in 2 minutes after this quick break.
This is Merrick Brave from SCW Pro, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options, because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show. Don't hassle us, we're local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
Leaks, ruptures, nooks, cranny, crevice, too. You've got those wet basement blues. Call the absolutely dry guy. Call the absolutely dry guy. Put that water back in its place. It's time to reclaim your living space when you call the absolutely dry guy. Or visit us online at absolutelydryguy.com. This was brought to you by Absolutely Dry Basement Waterproof.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Wake up every morning with Golick and Wingo on your home of Chicago Cubs baseball. This is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, welcome back to Don't Hassle Us for Local, ESPN 1170 AM. In studio with me right now is Dan Vasco from WHBF, and just joined us, Alex from Rhythm City Elite Sportsbook. Alex, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, absolutely. This past weekend, the UFC, how'd that go?
It was busy, not as busy as we anticipated.
Well, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think people already had plans for football, Iowa football especially, and
you can't take a nice day and put a UFC fight in Dubai and expect it's going to be as big as your first fight. Any other time you put it out there, the 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock games, fights, you're golden. So.
Yeah, certainly. And we saw a lot of betting action before the fights. It's just people left before they started to probably go watch their Iowa game at their favorite spot.
I gotcha. So any big plans this weekend for the Iowa State game?
Nothing drastically, more just viewing parties, nothing really booked right now, just people to come in and watch.
Okay. And then I know we're going to be there on Friday. We're going to do our show there from Rhythm City, so we're excited about that. We're going to try to bring in a guest or two, if not just as a phone call also, just to be there, because we're trying to get this whole Iowa State thing going, bringing some guests, this whole rivalry week and everything else. But you know what, the thing we talked about last week And the thing I'm most impressed about is the specials that are going on, your food specials.
Yeah.
So last night you guys had a doubleheader and you guys had 50-cent wings?
Yep. Every Monday during football season will be 50-cent wings. Every Thursday will be $2 off all burgers.
Okay.
And every Sunday is $2 off drafts, $1 off bottles.
Now, the wings, are they just straight buffalo or do you guys have other flavors?
We have 4 sauces, I believe. There's a orange chili,
okay,
Caribbean jerk, buffalo,
nice,
and barbecue.
And that is that bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Bone in. Gotta go bone in. Vasco, what do you...
It's the better meats on the bone in for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly. I agree with that.
I only go bone in. I don't do the boneless.
I do boneless sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
When you're feeling frisky, you want to mix it up?
They're easier to eat. I just use it with a fork then, More leisurely, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
So what else we got on tap over there at Rhythm City and Elite Sportsbook?
We're kind of dark right now for a little while. Beginning in October, we'll pick up UFC pay-per-views again on the 5th. That's the first one in October. And then we have professional boxing there on the 12th.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving away tickets here soon for that.
Yeah.
So we're excited to do that. You guys did that before. We've had Stunning Steve Evers in studio plenty of times. And before and after show, he loves it there. He said it was great having it there at the Rhythm City Casino. And that's what I was actually at the Draft Day Lounge yesterday and talking with some friends and then met with some people, some representatives of yours. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was trying to point out is that what I really like about it is in the Draft Day Lounge and the Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino is that you can go out there, you can place a bet. And if your lady friend doesn't like that, you guys have a spa. Mm-hmm. You can go to the tables or go to the slots, but in my world, I just want you to I want them to also incorporate their significant others into gambling because that way it increases the vernacular and everyone talks about it. So that's what I like the most about what you guys have going on there because it is it's a resort that we have in North Davenport.
Yeah, it's a full service resort, and what we've seen a lot is like wives who like to gamble and their husband doesn't necessarily come in. Now that husband's coming in to watch sports and maybe place a couple bets on sports too when they previously wouldn't.
Yeah, that's I mean, and that's the beauty of marrying the two worlds. And I use the word marry. Yeah, it's weird, but and then they come in and maybe they get done with the spa or maybe they get down on the floor and they sit down, they get something to eat and why are you cheering? And you start talking about the lines moving this way or that, and maybe you get someone who downloads the app and gets in and starts gambling at Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino. So again, I know Jay Rude's going to be calling in soon. I don't know how soon, but what have you seen lately that people are betting on? I'm assuming there's less baseball going on now, and it's more football. When you guys opened, I'm sure it was, 90%, because we're looking at 4 weeks ago now. Yep. It was probably over 90% baseball, and then you'd have some things, because you came in last week and the week before, and you said, college lacrosse, and people asking you some random things, but I'm assuming now there's a lot of things are pulling away from the Major League Baseball, and we're getting more college and more NFL bets.
Yeah, certainly. So previously it was a lot of future bets on football and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and then baseball was primarily the main bet, and now it's kind of flipping a little bit where college football and pro football are starting to take over.
And I want to remind everyone, you guys have that progressive parlay for Iowa and Iowa State, mm-hmm. that even though it's 2 games in for Iowa, 1 game in for Iowa State, you can go and bet and we talked to Jay last week, mm-hmm. you can go at least 4 games all the way up to the rest of the schedule, and obviously your odds in a parlay, they increase. And the more games you bet, the more likely, if you lose a game, you can lose a leg, is what they say, mm-hmm. and you don't lose your entire bet. So it's something to check out there. It's a new way to look at gambling. I know another thing we talk about here on the show is we talk about teasers, mm-hmm. and a lot of people don't understand what that means. And basically, you can do a 2-team or a 3-team teaser, and you go. First off, if you don't know what it is, and you can go to Elite Sportsbook at the Draft Day Lounge and talk to them, and they'll help you through everything.
Yeah.
How to place that bet. And the website, same thing. You just have to navigate it the right way and learn how to do it. But we do talk about teasers. It's just moving the line more in your favor. You just have to hit 2 of them, mm-hmm. as a way to go. So, and of course, you guys have on your website, elitesportsbook.com, to describe everything from what a money line is, what a against the spread is, what a parlay is, what a teaser is, what a future bet is. It's basically just teaching yourself how to do things.
Yeah, and the website's super easy to navigate too, to find all that information. But yeah, teasers, you see those a lot more with the more seasoned sports bettor, but that's probably the most prominent question, is how to operate a teaser.
And Vasco, you live on the other side of the river or the Iowa side?
I live on the Iowa side.
Do you?
And the west side is Davenport.
Have you touched? Have you gotten into any casino gambling yet?
I haven't done it yet. No.
You haven't done it?
No. I want to.
Is it against the moral code because you're in the sports? Like you feel like you got the
I don't
inside
think so.
scoop?
I mean, I'm allowed to do what I want to do on my own time. It's one thing if I'm broadcasting it or something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but you guys do on Hawkeye headquarters. You guys talk about the spread a little bit before.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about we do our prediction segment.
Is a sponsor.
Yeah. We got the Draft Day Lounge, Rhythm City Casino, to partner with that. So that's always fun. Yeah, we throw it out there every week, usually around Thursday or Friday, the week before the game.
Mm-hmm.
And just do our predictions on who's going to win, what the score is. So we throw a couple of those things out there.
How are you so far on the Iowa score? Because they're 2-0 against the spread.
Yeah.
And how have you been?
I was close. We didn't do spreads. We did just like actual point values, and I think week 1 I was guessing 31-17.
Okay.
We ended up winning. What was it? 38-20? Or was it 38? I already forget what the score was.
Yeah.
But I was close. I was only within like a touchdown there.
Okay.
And then this last week, or that was week 1 against Miami, Ohio. Last week, I was a little bit further off. I had them 31-17.
Okay.
So it was 31-20 and then 31-17 were my guesses, and they ended up shutting them out. So,
all right. So we know, Vasco, that you're a Steelers fan, and Alex, we know that you're a Bears fan.
Indeed.
And I know
neither of our teams scored a touchdown.
And I know you're going to say like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to bet" or whatever else. But if you were, you know what? I we gotta hold that because we got Jay on the phone. All right, you're on the air, 1170 AM ESPN. Is this Jay?
This is Jay. How you doing?
This is Jay. Good to talk to you, Jay. How you been?
Good.
I want to talk about this past weekend. How are things going there? What are we looking at? I mean, for some reason, I thought I read something, and then I was completely wrong. That the favorites had a good weekend, and they did not. The dogs really took over this weekend.
Yes and no. I mean, in college football, we did pretty well from having a pretty good split action. But realistically, in the NFL, there was 3 big games this week, and all 3 of the favorite sides covered there. It was Kansas City, it was New England, and it was Baltimore against Miami. Those were the 3 main decisions that unfortunately didn't go our way this week, went the players' way. That's all right. We got lots of weeks ahead. But, what really kind of saved the day for the books from it being a really terrible weekend was the backdoor by the Redskins late in the game there.
There you go. Yeah. Well, there's a couple other. I know there's some other top bets. A lot of the public was on Detroit at -2.5, and so that tie moves it. And then a lot of people were on Tampa Bay Pick'em, and I think a lot of pros were on Tampa Bay as well.
Yeah, Tampa was kind of along with Cleveland, a little bit of a in fashion pick in week 1. Everyone was expecting Bruce Arians to come out and magically work his magic with Winston. I think he'll get there with him, but of course, Winston threw a couple picks or a critical pick, and
he threw 2. He threw 2 pick sixes. Yeah.
So it's I think a lot of people got their eyes open on a few teams, and from a good and bad perspective this week. And then we have the classic clash this week too in the pros of, everyone always tends to bet what they last saw, and what they last saw with New England was outstanding, and what they last saw with Miami was, not so outstanding. So,
all right,
that's the highest point spread on the board.
Yeah, let's talk about that. as of yesterday, I believe that was at 16.5. Now, Elite Sportsbook has it at New England minus 18.5. Yes.
That's right. And it's rapidly going up. It's 19 at other places. We're seeing money come in on them, just not anything huge yet, but I kind of thought this number was going to maybe drift a little bit. But 17 this early in the season is pretty unprecedented.
It's pretty high. Are you seeing both the pros and the Joes on New England?
Right now it's mostly the Joes coming in. It's just a ton of public money. I think you might see the pros come in on Miami if this thing really does start to get to the 20 range. We'll see. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to like about Miami, but I always, you're always in this business say a team's not as good as they looked and a team's not as bad as they looked. So, we're definitely going to be on the hook rooting for Miami next week, no matter what happens.
Yes, I agree. Is there anything that you opened up with that you saw the pros hammer right away?
Nothing too much. I mean, I think Buffalo is sort of going to be a pro play kind of throughout the year. A few years ago, the pros kind of fell in love with like Tennessee, and they kept betting them every week. And pros tend to fall in love with some of these teams that are getting points where their power ranking quite hasn't caught up with the perception of the public. So, the only other pro move I could see coming, I think, late is going to be, Seattle's going to start to come down a little bit. I think there could be a play on that side versus Pittsburgh, but nothing yet. It's pretty early in the week still.
Houston -9 versus Jacksonville is pretty high. Do you think is that a matter of what they saw last night in fighting with New Orleans, and then what they saw at Jacksonville and Gardner being the quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, with the backup coming in, they're going to have to play. It's that's expected that number kind of comes that way. But I am a little bit surprised on some of the big numbers this early in the season. But there's been no backing off of laying the big numbers so far in Iowa and at the Elite Casino. So we're
okay.
We're expecting more of that to come.
And like you said, big number, and the last big number is the Baltimore Ravens -13.5 against the Arizona Cardinals, and they're at home. The Ravens are, so that's another big number.
Yeah. And that's going to be tricky because the Cardinals looked much different in that fourth quarter, and Cliff came out, Kingsbury, and said that he called a really crappy game for quite a while.
He did.
I don't think he was trying to maybe force his quarterback to stay in the pocket a little bit more rather than utilize his skills as more moving him out a little bit. So I think there's going to be a complete revamp, so they might look a little bit different. And that 13.5 obviously could be a reaction to what they just last saw, as well as Baltimore too. So might be a little value on that side. If this touches 14, I would imagine the Sharps would probably want to snap it back right away.
Gotcha. Any other plays out there that you see that you like, or is there anything in college that you like? You know what? I'm sorry, real quick. Iowa State. What are you thinking there? What do you see?
It's this has kind of been all over the place because we hung in advance of the entire Iowa season, and we had Iowa State at -3.5 to start this competition, and it's been kind of drifting towards Iowa. Now it's squarely going in Iowa's favor. Iowa's a 2.5 point favorite on this matchup at this point, and we're still just taking money hand over fist on Iowa. I think a lot of that's in relation to where some of the sports books are located next to it. But
you moved the juice too to -120.
This is going to be the biggest. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go to 3 just yet because we have some exposure a little bit the other way. So, we'll be heading that direction, I think, shortly. Let me just check what everyone else is running at right now. But this I can probably say this with all certainty. This will be the biggest college game that we probably book up to until bowl season, I would imagine.
In Iowa, yeah. Absolutely.
In the Iowa region.
Well, We don't have a lot of time, Jay. I appreciate everything that you do, and I appreciate the phone call that you make in here, and you make our show a better show when you come in weekly for Elite Sportsbook. So I appreciate your time.
Anytime, guys. It's a lot of fun talking to you. It's good talking to people that understand exactly what we're doing.
Good.
Not ask about what the bet on the color of Gatorade.
All right, Jay. I'll talk to you soon, man. You have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Alex, thank you so much for coming in and from Elite Sportsbook and Rhythm City Casino Vasco. Thank you so much as well. We got to thank the guys from Bonkers Production from Iowa State and Coral from 7G coming in also. You guys have a hassle-free Tuesday. Take care of yourselves, Quad Cities. Enjoy yourselves.
Family Chiropractic Studios. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine